What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 4, episode 2, Island Time. Okay, so we get our girl Amara la Negra. Okay, I don't, girl, whatever my tongue said, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Mama done slimmed down. Okay, she done lost some weight. She looking good. Let me tell you something. Her skin is everything. That is one thing. Amara is beautiful, okay? And that is one thing that y'all cannot take from that lady. Besides the fact that she talks so damn much and talks so damn loud, girl, she is beautiful. It's all hell. She is just beautiful to look at. I love it. But, during the pandemic or whatever, she been out there in DR in the Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I'm out here in the Dominican Republic and I'm doing a whole bunch of real estate and I'm buying up investments. I said, okay, girl, that's what you're doing. All right, cool. So she doing all of that. And she was like, she's focusing more on that instead of music because it's almost as if she became a slave to the music and not necessarily the music itself, but to the companies and just been working the thing that she loved became a job. And that's what people always say. If you love it, it will not feel like a job, okay? And if you're thriving in it, it will not feel like a job. And once it starts feeling like a job, you have to start reevaluating certain things that's going on. Like, is this truly what you want to do, or do you need to go another route? And she was like, it's just like I was just there to make money for the company. I said, duh, girl. Why else is everything else out here sounding the exact same thing, okay? Everything's sounding the exact same, and that's exactly what it is. The companies don't care about how you feel. They just want money. That's what it is, okay? So she put her attention into the real estate business out there in, Santo Domingo, DR, and she's doing Airbnbs and got apartment houses or whatever she got, investment, real estate, all this stuff. Plus, she was up there looking at one of the properties, and her mama was like, this is cute or whatever, but it ain't cute enough for me to stay out here. Okay, this is for tourism. Okay, we're not about to stay out here. I like Miami more. All right. And basically we come to find out the real reason, according to Amara, that the mama don't want to stay out there is because she don't really want her to stay out there with Alan. Amara been out there, doing her thing. She met this guy named Alan. He cute enough for her. You know what I'm saying? He in a real estate game. I guess probably helped her out, and they doing stuff together. She was like, 8 months later and we're together. I said, all right, cool. So he comes off as if he care about her, but then I kind of called something. He was like, I did this, and she was like, no, we did this together. I was like, oh, okay. The mom just looking at him like, And then Amada said, my mom loves Alan, but it's like a love-hate relationship that she has with him. I said she don't like that man. If that's a love-hate relationship already, that she don't like that man, okay? That's what it is. And she don't want her to stay out there. She just don't want her to get so attached, okay? And she's already getting attached to this man. Girl, we see how Amada is when she gets these men, okay? Girl, she done had a man every season. Or just about, you know what I'm saying? She threw Bucky's little dude to the side, okay? Been there, done that. It wasn't a good fit. Let me toss him away and give me another one. That's Amada, okay? Girl, it was like, oh my God, you like me? Yeah, I like you, okay? It was like, well, show me something and give me a kiss. Okay, no, just give me a real kiss. Okay, just give me a kiss. And I said, not in front of the mama. The mama standing there like this. I said, I know y'all not finna do this in front of your mama. And it ain't nothing wrong with kissing in front of your mama, but not that passionate. I'm finna go do you later kiss. That one of those kisses that lead to the bed where I can see all your tongue action. You know what I'm saying? And that was a nasty little kiss that they gave her, each other. And the mama just sitting there like this. I said, not in front of your mama. Jesus, Amara, take that shit to the bedroom or go inside. It was a lot. It was a lot. I probably would have liked to see more in private, but it was a lot. Not in front of moms, okay? Meanwhile, we get to Sukiana, okay? Girl, Suki with the good cookie. She goes over there to this place called Good Cat. And this is her place, all right? She got her cousin Isaiah up in there. Zay finna be up in there just doing his thing. He's supposed to be managing the store. He is just as loud. He is just as ghetto. He is just as boisterous and silly, just like her, okay? And She was like, that's her favorite cousin. He was like, he know how to manage stuff because he managed City Trends. He was in retail for 3 years. He was at City Trends, he was at Popeyes, and he was at KFC. I said, now which one kicked you out first, Popeyes or KFC? Because you went from Popeyes and then you went to KFC, the competition, or back, or reverse. Which one? I need to know the backstory. But at the same time, Suki said this ain't nothing for this ain't no City Trend. This some high end stuff. This for the hookers, this for the strippers, this for the the cokeheads or whatever, the pimps who got the girls and all this stuff. This is for all of this and all of that. The people that she was naming all, I'm sitting here like, Suki, And so at this point, did y'all see when she came up in there and she was like, and we got this and we got this and we got this, and this is Peruvian silk. The way that she was coming off and trying to sell the store to us, it sounded like the scene out of Baby Boy when Jody was up in there trying to get that girl, them women, I should say, to buy his dresses that he boosted when they was up in that hair salon. That's what she sounded like. I said, is she repeating that? Because it sounds so familiar. That's how it was going. But I said, I already know Suki is going to give us a time. Suki is going to be the comedic relief of this whole season. We get from that to oh girl, who we get to? I forget already. Shayla. Okay. Ace Hood's wife, Shayla Marie, she's doing her daily affirmation for her conscious curvy curls girl group, and she was just giving us a little background about her, how she just, she's the type of person that she's her own person. She doesn't try to fit in because she know that she doesn't fit in with this group, that group. So she's just doing her, and she's encouraging others to do themselves as well. And I like her little spiritual message. Sometimes I will say this. I be wanting to support certain people, but it feels like all of a sudden the spirituality and the people with the crystals and this woman empowerment, it all of a sudden just became a trend. Okay. And when I say a trend, something that, oh, I can use this to get followers. I can use this to get money. I can use this to get, a little famous out of it. And it's not genuine. And sometimes it just be hard to support everybody because you don't know who is doing it for the right reason. And I pray that she's doing it for the right reason. You can kind of tell that that's how she is, that spiritual stuff or whatever, becoming one with oneself and, just doing all of that. And her friend Aisha comes over, and she's pregnant. She's due like in 20 days. And, they're talking about, we get into Shayla's talking about her pregnancy. She wanted the baby spirit to be put up on her, but she literally just lost a baby. She miscarried. That's what, Ace Hood told us last week when he was talking to his mom. And basically how that came about, she kind of felt it. She knew something was going on. She saw the bleeding, and, she was just trying to say a little talk and, a little prayer, whatever, like talking to the baby, please stay, I'm here, giving a little affirmations and stuff, and she realized that she lost the baby. She went to go play the playlist for what she was going to use once she had the baby. And it was a traumatic thing for her, okay? But then, she was saying how when she told Ace, he was just like, okay, cool, and just went on ahead and went to the gym and getting ready like nothing's happened. And, they was just like, he needs to go to therapy because he had suffered a lot of loss, and they kind of pushed her back, okay? Because instead of being there and embracing me and trying to, say that it's going to be okay, you basically did as if it was nothing. And I'm pretty sure the way that she's saying it, she understood that he knows that it's not that it's nothing. It's just that that's the way that he had to internally deal with it instead of just breaking down and trying to be strong for her or whatever. So he tried to act like it don't bother him. And I'm pretty sure he probably cried in private. If he didn't cry to her, he probably cried in private, and that's just how people are. And I'm that type of person, okay? I'm not going to cry in front of you or show that type of emotion that I'm hurt at a loss or whatever. I'm going to make sure I do that in private, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to be strong for the persons or the people that's around me, you know what I'm saying? And so she was like, she understands that he's been through a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of trauma, and he needs to talk to somebody. He needs to go to therapy about it. And it's also gonna be something She don't know how it's gonna go, but she's hosting a Mother's Day brunch, and this is with people around with a whole bunch of mothers who got their kids, and this fresh loss is on her mind as well. So we got to see how that goes. And um if Ace Hood mama come out there and act a fool, I'm gonna be like, I knew it. I knew it. She don't like that girl. She don't like that girl. After that conversation from last week, I determined it already. She probably like her to a certain extent, but she mostly don't really like her like that because she want to be number one in her son's life. You're not number one anymore. The lady is that's the woman in his life right now, okay? And you have to understand that. You mothers need to understand that. I'm just saying. Girl, Trick Daddy was at the studio, right? You know, he doing his job. He actually doing his job, okay? At the radio station or whatever. Trina comes in, somebody asks her something. This is not the time, okay? I'm not feeling it, okay? I'm not having a good day. This is not the time for all of that. I said, excuse me? So then she goes on to proceed to tell us that, you know, this is the day, I believe 8 years ago, 2013, that her brother Gunki passed away. Her younger brother was murdered. Okay, I understand that. I understand, you know, getting in our feelings or whatever when certain days come around. It triggers us, you know, we still grieving and everything. I get that. That's understandable. But snapping off on people like that, that is not it, okay? I don't care what nobody says, and I'm finna tell you why. Because when she sat there and Trick was trying to have a conversation with her, you know, talking about how he didn't understand, and I still didn't understand either, what was the logic about them having the anniversary of the baddest chick, you know, 21 years down in Atlanta instead of doing it up in Miami. What happened that y'all did it up in Atlanta? I ain't understand that shit either. So he was trying to get that. He trying to talk about going to some other place or whatever. She was engaging at first, but then she was looking at her phone, and then all of a sudden is, I don't want to do that, okay? I don't want to talk about that. I'm not having a good day, okay? If all that, this is the anniversary of my brother's death, and all this stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here like, why did you show up? You said you putting on a good face, so you even decided to show up. But my whole thing is, if you know that this day is the day that it's going to cause you to go a little bit off the rails just a bit, and it's understandable because you're still grieving. I don't feel like no one ever, especially if you truly love that person, you do not ever get over a death, okay? You do not ever get over it. And for her to come there and to take her frustration and her pain out, I don't think that's fair. I get why it happened, but I don't think that was fair to everybody around her, because what you could have did, bitch, I'm just saying, you could have took a sick day. You could have took a personal day, okay? You could have had that, you know, scribbled up in the calendar that I need to take this time off, okay? Because I just know how I get. The anxiety builds up, my anger builds up. I don't know if I'm gonna snap. I don't know if I'm gonna be cool. So the best thing that I should do is to just take this day off. So let me meditate, let me calm down, let me get prepared for his, you know, little anniversary get together that we do. Let me do that, okay? You don't bring that shit to the you don't bring that to your workplace. You don't bring that to your workplace. And it's not me trying to be insensitive or whatever, but I just didn't like the way she snapped off. Okay, I get it, but at the same time, girl, you could have stayed home. You could have called off. I'm pretty sure you used up all your sick days and personal days by going down to Atlanta. Girl, you could have called off. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It was just one day. You know what I'm saying? Take two if you need to. You know, they could have found somebody to fill in the spot, or Trick could have did it himself. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like that. And then the whole thing, you know, with them doing the anniversary of his death, and you know, Trick giving us some insight about how he was a good person and he seemed like the favorite kid, and you know, Trina ain't ready to be no mama. The way that she was holding that baby, her own niece, girl, the way she was holding that baby, she was like, I don't know what to do with it. Okay, I don't know what to do. But yeah, that was a touching moment, especially at the end when she hugged, I think, his daughter or the little girl, whoever she was, and they both broke down crying. Baby, I was in here trying to fight back tears. I don't like seeing people crying in pain like that. You know, certain things will make me tear up or whatever. I'm G, but I still got feelings too, and that made me a little emotional because I was thinking about my uncle. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like, let me tell you something, when my uncle passed away, And I just, y'all know how I feel about him. Okay, y'all know how I feel about him. That was my best friend and everything. He taught me so much. He showed me so much. He opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. Okay, uh, when he passed away, I know how I am when his death day comes up. It depresses me. It depresses me when his birthday comes up and when his passing day comes up. Okay, and so I determine how I feel when I wake up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a shitty mood when I wake up, I'm calling off. That's just how I am. Okay, that's every year. That's every year. And he's been gone for 7 years. Okay, so I just Trina should have stayed her ass at home. Moving on from that, Suki and Bill, girl, they doing these pictures and all this stuff and being they ghetto fabulous self, and the mama having a conversation with them, trying to understand and get them to see that she wants the best for Suki, and we trying to get you on a major label, and you up here trying to talk about kids. We're not about to have kids right about now. She said if y'all get married, wait a year after the marriage to try to have kids. He like, no, we gonna have it right now. Suki made a good point about how if a man goes out, he has kids, nobody looks at him funny, nobody treats him different. But when a woman does it in the industry, it's all, well, can her career survive this and can her do this? It's double standard, okay? It's messed up, but it happens, okay? But we have seen that, there are women in this industry, in all industries, that get pregnant, have kids, and they still at the top of their jobs, okay? It can happen. It does happen. But what Suki is not understanding is you can't do that right now. You naming people like Cardi B and you naming Nicki Minaj or whatever. I said, them people have already been established. Like her mama said, you aren't established yet. You're still underground trying to get into the mainstream and you are not there yet. You're going to knock your chances down. Get a label, okay? Put an album out or work on that album, put a hit single out, and then I'll get pregnant, and they can't drop you like that. Well, they probably can, but if you got the momentum behind you and you got the success or whatever, they're not going to do nothing. That's the same thing that they did with Cardi B. Cardi B got pregnant during the time her was it during when her first album came out or right before? Either way, she was pregnant, but she still had a huge hit on her hand. Okay, she still had people coming after her. She was mainstream. She was big. Okay. And then she put her album out and gave birth or whatever and still was able to work that. You know what I'm saying? It works in her favor. Okay. Nicki Minaj been in the game for years. She has countless hits and features and her own singles and everything and albums in the game before she got pregnant. Okay, so you can't use those as example when you ain't even there where they're at yet. Okay, you're not even at the beginning stages of where they're at. So Suki, you don't need no kids at this point. Calm it down. All right, let that dream go for right now. All right, we ain't saying let it end it. Just for right now, put it on pause, okay? And let's work on this music thing. So we get Amara, okay? She out there in a Dior, she packing her stuff up or whatever. But her whole thing is, well, I don't know if she was packing or unpacking. Either way, it was a suitcase on the bed. And Mr. Allen come out there in his little towel or whatever. I said, you just really wanted to show us your muscles. That's all that it is. Put a shirt on, sure. Okay. But anyway, so Amara is like, I don't know what to do. It's like I have to choose between my mom and my boyfriend, and I don't want to have to choose. Because on the one hand, I still love Miami, but I also want to stay here in DR to be with Alan. Girl, I was like, oh, wow. We're going to deal with this all season. But, okay. So at this point, Amara, she's saying that she still loves music, but she want to live her life. That's what it is. She also wants to make her mama proud. She said her mama, basically she was programmed to do music, programmed to love music and do and perform and all that stuff. But at this point, she found something else that she feels is greater, or that is, prominent on her mind. And that is being in this relationship and doing what she's doing out there in the Dominican Republic. Okay. Her mom doesn't want her to be out there, mostly because she don't want her with Alan. Mama probably sees something that we don't see with Alan, okay? And I ain't like the way that he said, I'll handle it. Let me talk to your mama, okay? Well, what you gonna say? Let her talk to her own mama, not you. You step out of it. You part of the reason why this is happening, all right? She was like, I don't want to have to choose between my man and between my mom. And, she is at a point in her life where she wants to have a family. She wants to get married. She wants all of those things, but she still loves Miami. She still wants to do the music thing, but she also wants this as well. And I'm like, why can't you have it both? Okay. You've been in the business long enough. You can go and get married. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want. But at this point in time, I feel like it's a little bit too soon. How well do we know Mr. Allen? How do we know that Mr. Allen is not trying to use you for his come up this? How do we know that? Because you are the bigger name in this relationship. People been knew of Amara in Latin America. Okay. She got on this show, introduced us to and we got introduced to her. Okay. More people got introduced to her. So she is a star, in her own right, in her own way. You know what I'm saying? And now this man coming in and you got all this tension. Granted, your mama needs to cut the purse strings, or I should say cut the cord, and let you live your life. But mama also probably looking out for you because she knows how you are and you move a little bit too fast. And that's what it seemed like it truly is. Girl, Amara, I hope you're making a good decision, okay? Because I don't want to see you out here down and out over no nigga, okay? I really don't, Moving on from that, we get Shayla Marie and Ace Hood. They out there at the little place that they got for the I don't know if it's their place or not. Either way, they're getting ready for the Mother's Day brunch, okay? His family's coming in. She making sure we got the orange juice on deck and the champagne for the mimosas, okay? The moms and everybody show up. Her mom, her stepmom and her dad shows up. She was like, her dad and her mom, they got divorced when she was 3 years old. Her mother suffers from very much from severe anxiety, social anxiety. So she knew that she couldn't be around in this type of environment. So, that's why the stepmom is there with the dad. And this whole thing with Blondie, Ace mom, she's just like, I ain't never been in a territory like this, so this is all new to her. And they did have a conversation. She was like, she is a little brash, okay? And Blondie just needs to understand that, at the end of the day, I feel as though Blondie is making up a lot of the stuff, and it's the main reason, the common denominator for a lot of the issues that's going on between her and Shayla Marie, okay? Shayla Marie, because she just don't know how to relinquish the position that she had in her son's life, being the number one, because at one point, they were talking and she was talking about, she tried to reach out to her and, of course she gets upset because Shayla was like, I don't respond to anybody's phone calls because you just never know. And I'm not going to sit here and feel bad about that. But at the same time, it's like, Miss Blondie just needs to let her son go. Like, cut that cord. Everybody needs to cut the cord from their kids. Not saying that, you don't need to check in on them and they can't be around or whatever. But some people be too close sometimes, okay? And you need to let your kid go out there into the world and figure life out for themselves and come to you when they need you, okay? And when they want to. Not you always having to take care of you, because technically they're not obligated. We take care of our parents out of love, okay? That's what it is. Trust and believe. When I get, to the point where I call myself a success, I'm doing a lot of stuff so I can go ahead and retire my mom. Y'all already know the issues that's going on with her. That's because I love my mom, okay? And I don't want her to be working all her life or whatever, and I want her to just, in her later years, just be out here just chilling. That's what I want to do, okay? And that's not an obligation. Nowhere in the handbook of life does it say that we have to do that for our parents. We do that out of love, And Blondie needs to understand that the things that he was doing, you probably was guilting him, but he also was doing it out of love. You know what I'm saying? And once he had to cut back, it wasn't Shayla's fault. At least from what I can see, just because he had to cut back. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't making the same amount of money that he was making before. And you have to understand, when circumstances change, things going to change with you, okay? You're not going to continue to get the same, amount of money that you probably was getting, or the same material things that you was getting. They have to think about their family. They have kids together. They're married, okay? You are no longer number one. You're no longer number one at this point. Who do y'all put first? To the people that are married that watch me, do you still put your mother first, or do you put, or your father first, whichever one, or do you put your spouse first? Now that you're married or heading down that road, put that in a comment. You know, Blondie just felt like her position was threatened, okay? And then, she almost got upset with the girl. I was like, girl, you about to fight Shayla? But then they came to the conclusion that, life is too short and she do want a relationship with Shayla. So I was like, we'll see. That's what they always say. And then it never works out. But, hopefully they get down to it and they're able to come together and understand each other. So, they get to the brunch and Ace do this toast, of course, to his mother, saying how much of a strong mother she was and a warrior she is and all that. And, she tears up a little bit because she misses her mom. And, she was like, that's why I got my kids now. And then she looked at Shayla and was like, you're part of the family now, and I feel like you will be a good mom or whatever. What you think, you know what I'm saying, about the mother, and I'm just like, I don't know if she was trying to be funny or if she was being serious. And to be quite honest, Shayla's a little overwhelmed and feeling a little way because I didn't realize that she hasn't had kids. I'm thinking for some reason, I was like, at this point, I thought that, they had already had some kids together. I know he has kids from a previous relationship, or a child at least from a previous relationship, but I didn't know that they didn't have kids together. Am I correct? Because that's how they're making it sound like she's not a mother yet, of her own child. And that would explain the way that she's feeling, especially given that she was trying to give birth, trying to bring life in and it didn't come. You know what I'm saying? So, Bondi is just going to give us a time. I already know. Meanwhile, we get Trina, okay? Trina is supposed to be doing this Pride event, this big event or whatever. This is her first real performance since the pandemic started. And she's late. She's late. She was supposed to be on the stage at 10 o'clock and it's way past that. And she blaming it on Katie and CO, her managers. And my whole thing is this. We've only 2 episodes in. And in both of these episodes, KD and CO, whoever is responsible, your managerial team, as you want to keep on putting it all on them, getting the schedule messed up and all this stuff, they're messing stuff up. Okay, and they're making you look bad if it really is their issue. You know what I'm saying? And I think, at this point in time, it's probably time to go get somebody else that actually know what it is that they're doing. And they can be a little bit more professional, meaning keep up with stuff. Okay, I'm just like, you mess up the event for the you go over budget with the 21st anniversary thing, and you don't even invite Trick Daddy, who is a major part of her career, and then this is her first performance and you give her the wrong freaking time. And now she up there, girl. Trina, let me tell you something. You should have been putting your makeup on in the car, okay? Or you should have just left the house out with something cute on, okay? That you could just get up there, it's hot outside, I'm gonna rock it out and I'm just go ahead and do it and get these people a show. Okay, now they gotta wait on hair and makeup and all this stuff, and now the event people, they gotta play it by ear. They was like, if she perform, she perform. If she don't, she don't. I said, see, that wouldn't be me. I would have left. I would have been mad. Y'all would have heard it all over Twitter. This bitch, let Beyonce do some shit like that. Girl, this bitch late as shit. No, I wouldn't. Let me stop. Anyway, that's what it would. That's disrespectful. That's unprofessional, and she needs a new team because your team is making you look bad, Trina, at this point. So Trina gets on the stage or whatever, she performs or whatever. This is for an AIDS event, a worldwide AIDS organization. So this is what it was, not Pride, but it's kind of, mixed in. But and I only said Pride because I seen some people with the Pride mask on, the rainbow mask. But anyway, so of course she met with the organizer and they were happy with that she came out there, took pictures and whatever. Girl, let's just get to Amara and her mama, okay, and Mr. Allen. They go out to dinner. Okay. And mama was like, she was like, hello, because Alan said, hey, mommy, and was like, hello, como estás? Okay. Muy bien. All right. And she was just looking like, okay, what's up? I already know some mess is finna go down. Okay. Bitch. Amara is just like, she ready for her new life or whatever. She about to start a new journey and all this stuff and be out there in a DR. She was like, what do you mean you finna start something out there in, Miami? Because that's where you supposed to be going, okay? Alan interjects and was like, we family, right? She was like, what you mean family? When the mama said, what you mean family? I said, ooh, she don't like that man, okay? And I don't know. Maybe we live in a time where we can't take people for face value, but something about him in the way like he trying to keep her out there. I don't know, maybe I'm reaching and maybe I look at too many TV shows or whatever and seeing these girls getting trapped up in these men, or I should say falling for these men who, showed in the world, and then once they got him, turns around and be something controlling and all this other stuff. I don't know if that's the feeling that I'm getting from him, but slightly I am, okay? Because it's like you want her to stay in this country by herself without her mom, and Amara is falling for, and that whole conversation that happened between her and her mama was basically like, you got a life up in Miami, okay? You are a successful person out here, okay? I sacrificed a whole bunch. I'm sorry that I cannot be the person that you need me to be, and that you sacrificed so much for me. I said, girl. Mama said it's frustrating. She was like, it's frustrating for you. For you. She was like, yeah, your ass gonna come over here and try to fall in love. What about your career? You supposed to be focusing on your career instead of coming over here trying to fall in love. When Mama said that, I said, excuse me? Mama, you need to cut the cord too, okay? This should have been called Cut the Cord. That's what it should have been called. Okay, this episode should have been called Mama Drama 2, okay? Because God dog, all the mamas on here are doing the most at this point. And I'm just like, her mother is just like any other momager or any other parent that brought their kids up in the business and they want them to succeed in that particular field, and that's all that they're tunnel vision focused on or whatever. Don't want them to deviate from the plan, and realizing that the kids' plan may not be their plan, but is your plan that you imposed on them and try to make their plan. And now Amara is going outside of that and trying to think for herself and, go with her heart and her feelings about what she want to do. And, it's just not really what the mom wants or whatever. She don't trust this man. She don't want her staying over here in DR. She was like, if you're going to start a new life, you can start a new life over here in the United States where you got success already. Okay? So you can come over here and you can have a family and fall in love and do all that stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's basically what the mama said. I was reading them subtitles. I was like, hold on, y'all going too fast. Now, I barely passed Spanish too. Now, come on. It was a lot when Amara, with her drama. She is a drama queen, okay? And the way she got up and left after oh my God, I'm so sorry that you had to sacrifice your whole life to do all of this and I didn't live up to what you wanted me to do. And left. I said, girl, my ears, okay? She is the Spanish Jennifer Hudson, but when she speaks, not when she sings, when she speaks, okay? If you get it, you get it. Anyway, that was Love and Hip Hop Miami, another cute little episode. I was satisfied. You guys tell me how you feel about it. And I actually like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta this week. Funny, huh? But you guys tell me how you felt about it, and I will see you guys later. Peace.